Oh, what's up, Internet? Welcome to Collecting with Cory. I'm butchering my intro. Alright, we have a very Star Wars heavy pickup, as you might be able to see here. Pan a little bit to the right, the left, whichever way it is for you. I didn't intend this. I'm even wearing a Star Wars shirt, completely unintentional. Just kind of got to a head with all the stuff that I have to show you today. So I have some toy related items. I wouldn't really call them toys. They're kind of like storage cases kind of thing. Books, which I don't know if I mentioned publicly that I'm collecting Star Wars books, at least the older ones, and a decent amount of cool video games to add to my collection. So first and foremost, we have a couple of random heads, basically. We have the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Red Ranger. This is actually a mini playset that is missing all the pieces. I picked it up because I saw it for $2. It's missing a lot. Like, aside from even the minifigures, it's missing like actual parts of the scenery. So it's just gonna sit on my shelf for when I finally get my toys set up on that shelf back there. And then we have C-3PO here, which is vintage. This is from 1983, so this is 3 years older than I am. It's a figure carrying case, very similar to the Darth Vader one that I have and see all the time. I've never seen this. I saw this at my local thrift store for, I think, $6 or $8, and I had to pick it up. Even with the Darth Vader one, I have less vintage Star Wars figures than I could ever fill these with, so very cool to have. Mostly just a display piece, because I don't think I would store my figures in there for the sake of wanting to display them also. So next up, some video games. This stack is not that impressive, but I thought it was interesting that it worked out this way. A Star Wars game. This is Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 for the Wii. I'm assuming playstyle-wise, I would rather have this on Xbox 360 or PS3, just because I don't really imagine wanting to waggle around like it's 2009 to play this. Has a exclusive 4-player mode on the Wii. I don't really know what that would even entail, to be honest. But I picked that up for a couple bucks from a garage sale. From thrift store, picked up for $4. Probably a little bit overspent. I've never seen this edition of the game, though. The Game of the Year edition for Halo 4. Quote unquote, the best selling Halo game ever. I feel like that's probably 343's Studios' way of like really sticking it to Bungie, because I think this is the one where they took over. Never played any of the Halo games after Bungie stopped making them, so I don't know if I'll even like it. Another thrift store find, we have Lego The Incredibles. I honestly wasn't planning on keeping this or getting this, but for $10 at thrift, I wasn't going to leave it behind. I have a very scorched earth approach to thrifting. If I can buy a game from thrift, I'd rather buy it than leave it behind, just because I don't want someone seeing it and getting like, oh man, they have Switch games at the thrift store, I should come back every day. And it's just like, no thank you, I'll buy it. That's just the way I look at it. Got this from Ronnie. I had a big, the most expensive pickup I've ever done from my friend Ronnie. He had a bunch of systems he wanted to sell. If you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, you would have seen the pictures. Like I said previously, I don't show stuff I'm reselling on the YouTube channel anymore, generally. So this is the only keep from that. I spent over $1,000, and the only thing I decided to keep for myself, True Pinball game for the PS1 that I had literally never seen, never heard of. And I have most of the other pinball games, I assume, on the PS1, so I wanted to get that. It's actually the only actual game that I got in that $1,000 deal. It was a whole bunch of systems, accessories, magic cards, other non-video game stuff, just a very large resale pickup. From one of my flea markets this weekend, a couple of games I was able to add to my collection. These were very late pickups in the flea market. I was literally on my way to my car. I saw a bin behind a jewelry seller's table that had a clear tote, and you could see a couple games in there. The game I saw is actually one that I'm reselling, Dragon Quest IV. I already have that for the DS, but they had these other DS games that I did not have for my collection yet. We have Diddy Kong Racing, got this for $5, and Zelda Spirit Tracks, which I hear is one of the worst ones, but I didn't have it for my collection. That was $15, and Dragon Quest IV was $15, a killer deal. And the thing with that deal was I had literally $1 in my pocket by the time I got to that table. Like, I was tapped out of the flea market, I was ready to leave, and then out of the corner of my eye I saw that stuff. So I asked them, I had Zelda and Dragon Quest in my hand after asking to see the games. And I was just like, could you hold these for me? I have to run to the ATM, which was like literally maybe 100 yards that way. And I ran off, and when I got back, there was actually a couple and their small child trying to buy all the games that they had for like ridiculously cheap. Like, I think they had individually priced all these, and I think they were trying to get the whole box for like $20. Now, mind you, they'd priced these games decently low at $15, but you could imagine other games are probably $5, $7, $8, stuff like that. They had some NES titles in there that I had all of them of, so I wasn't interested. But I was like stressing because I came back with the money for these, and luckily they had put these aside. They had put Zelda and Dragon Quest aside. I'm rambling about this, I don't know why. So I got those for $30, and then after I got to my car, I decided to go back and see if that couple had bought everything, because they had some other DS games that I was interested in. So I went back with a $5 and picked that up. That's the long part of that story. But the reason I even went into that, holy shit, I'm a rambling man today, is I'd spent all my money at a booth buying all these Star Wars books. So I'm just going to run through them real quick. The first stack here, we got the Corellian trilogy, the Jedi Academy trilogy, and on the bottom there, iJedi, which is my favorite Star Wars book. And then we have the first 10 books, I didn't realize it was all in order, first 10 books of the Young Jedi Knights series, which was the main series I was into when I was in middle school. And I'm very happy to have this. I just need 4 more books, the last 4 books of it, and I have the complete series on that one. And then when I was in high school, they started coming out with the New Jedi Order books. These are all over the place. These are not like a run or anything, but I'll eventually have all these ones too. And then after that, it's just collecting the random stuff from Star Wars. Another thing that I got is I got my Nintendo Force magazine, and the main reason this is important is because it has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the cover. That's really cool, and I haven't looked at this yet. It came with a poster that I've actually been looking for posters. I have a few that are coming in. I have a Cloud poster from the Final Fantasy VII Remake that I'm going to put on the wall above my PlayStation stuff. And I have an Army of Darkness poster coming in for the wall next to my desk. And now that I have this, which I haven't even looked at yet, I'm kind of wondering, am I going to have to find room for this one? So this front side, we have the cover of the Shredder's Revenge, which I don't know if it's the cover of the game or if it's just the cover of the magazine. And then on the back you have WarioWare Get It Together, which I would not put up, to be honest. So I don't know, we'll see how the other posters look when I get them through the mail. But the last two things I have to show you are the bangers of this week. Now technically I've been piecing this together for years. So we have Valis for the Sega Genesis. Back when conventions existed, which they're actually going to come back later this year, maybe. I don't know if I'm going, maybe. I picked up the cartridge only, along with Sid of Valis and Valis 3, complete, at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo, whatever it's called. It's been so long since I've been. And since then, I've been struggling on eBay to find ways to complete this. I've found the manual on its own. I don't remember what I paid. I would have had it in a video a while ago. But recently, for $35, I was finally able to get the case. So I'm very happy to finally have a complete Valis, which completes my trilogy of the series on Sega Genesis. And then the last thing I have to show you is something that I was able to get from Sam. Another big shout out to Sam. I got dibs, hopefully for life. This I'd never seen before. This is a Nintendo 3DS XL, but it's a Japanese exclusive. This is the Mario White Edition. Very cool design, but of course it's an XL, so it's not the newest version of a 3DS, but still very valuable, especially over here in the United States, just because no one ever sees these. Very rare. I traded Magic cards to get these. The condition could be a little bit better on the inside, but as something that's going to sit on my shelf as part of my collection, very happy with it. I'm surprised the way it worked out, because he started messaging me about this after I'd filmed my 3DS collection video. So I have 4 systems in that video, and now I have 5. So very happy to have this. Big shout out to Sam. And big shout out to you guys for sticking with me through this video. I know I show some stuff sometimes that are like, we're not into Star Wars as much as you, kind of thing. And that's understandable. So if you made it to the end, I really appreciate that. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. And as always, keep it real, Internet. I love you guys.